Righty Boxing, Frank Warren and Queensbury, Denzel Bentley. Please explain yourself. Our last interview, we were talking about the continual links with Janibek, and you put up this really strong case why it wouldn't be a good idea to fight him at the moment until you're ready, until you go in there as a sort of even money sort of betting sort of favourite with him. What's happened?
As we was having that conversation, when I got home, I got a phone call from Martin saying, look, this fight's been put to the table, so on and so forth. And I said, let's do it. Can't turn on a title fight. I know I said all of that, but
You're bullshitting then?
Not really, but when it's put to the table, you can't just like, it's where everyone wants to be, innit? Like, if it wasn't offered to me, then I'd keep working. I wouldn't be like calling for it, but it got offered to me and it's like, you know what? It's there, it's opportunity. Let's take it, man.
Do you think the fact that they were looking for an opponent for Janibek Alimkhanuly, I think his name is.
I haven't got a clue how to say it.
Apparently no one wants to fight him and all that. Do you think just the fact that you were talking about him a lot before the Lioness fight, you seemed to get asked about him before he fought Dignam, you were talking about him. Do you think the fact that you were talking put you in the frame for that fight?
I think so. I think
you weren't calling him out.
No,
you were just talking about him, weren't you? Sort of.
Yeah, exactly.
And no one else was.
Yeah. I was talking about him saying I'll be up for it. So I think, someone seen it and thought, oh look, if he's up for it, let's see if he's really up for it. Let's see how much test him. Yeah. Pretty much, yeah. But no, we're going there to do a real job, so I'm fully on it.
So it's just to fill in the gap. So this is November the 12th in Las Vegas. The WBO Middleweight Championship of the World.
That sounds amazing.
Janibek Alimkhanuly versus Denzel Too Sharp Bentley. Sounds alright, doesn't it?
Sounds great. Sounds good, but nothing's obviously been signed or confirmed yet. But we're hoping to get that over the line.
Yeah, but the idea is it will be by the time we put this out, won't it?
Oh, so 100%. Yeah,
you're kind of missing the point there, didn't you?
Yeah, no, it's true. Yeah.
You're going to get written off a lot before this fight.
I'm already getting written off.
Is that going to be a motivational factor?
Yeah, you could say that. But I don't really care what people say.
American boxing writers tweeting, sort of, basically sort of calling you a can or saying, no, he's not a can. And then someone else says, yeah, but he's not at that level and all this, that and the other. I
think my career has been decent apart from the one, hiccup against Felix Cashin. If I'd never lost that fight or never had that fight, no one would be saying all of this. Do you know what I mean? I think after that I showed... I've showed the levels I can box at, but I think just because of that one hiccup, everyone's judging me on that, which is fine. Everyone's entitled to do what they want.
I think it's made you a more rounded fighter or a more rounded individual because you know what you're dealing with now. You're kind of that much more worldly wise and experienced for having that setback. If you were just still on that joyride, you'd be sort of just sailing along, feeling indestructible. But now you know the things that can go wrong. You know what to look out for. You know the coping mechanisms. Yeah, probably just maturity, I guess. Isn't it?
No, most definitely. I feel that as well within myself. I wish I could have done that without the loss anyway, but it is what it is.
Yeah, it wasn't going to happen though.
Yeah, it's true.
Because you just get caught on the hype train, don't you?
Yeah, no, exactly. And you just, like you said, you feel indestructible and all that stuff. But now, obviously, I'm using my brain more. I'm working things out. I'm noticing things, and I'm kind of understanding, things. So that's where we are now.
What you need to do in
exactly. Yeah. So,
okay, you follow a game plan, you follow instructions, but you've got to be the one
to do it. Yeah, exactly.
Read it
to execute
when you get in there.
Exactly. Certain things might not be able to go off, and it's like, listen, I can't do that. I've got to do this, and I've got to figure out myself essentially, and I'm learning how to figure things out myself. And I think I'm doing all right, but everyone wants to keep saying, "Oh, keep building and keep pushing," and it's like, blah, blah, blah. I've had 19 fights. How much more do you want me to build for? Like, do you want me to have 40 fights before I have a world title fight?
On a bit now, aren't you?
Well, no, the age ain't really a factor, but yeah, I like to, I don't want to be hanging about till 40 years old.
Closer to 30 than you are to 20, so.
I know, it's catching up to me, but.
I know I bang on about it, but the old Dens is creeping back, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's coming back slowly.
Slowly but surely.
The old fire and brimstone sort of.
Aggressive little style.
Thing, sort of.
I just think
bringing him back a little
bit. It's needed, isn't it? It's needed. That aggressive style.
You needed it the other week.
Yeah.
He looked quite positive in the first round.
Yeah. I was under firm instructions that if he starts fast, go with him, and it worked. So went with him and it worked.
Well, you didn't really. You went behind. You lost the first round, so you just
that's what they say. I don't think I lost that round either.
Woke up in the second, didn't you?
I think I still won that first round. I think he clipped me once, and everyone was going, or maybe twice. But I think I threw more shots, and I caused more damage in that first round. But he threw 2 eye-catching shots that made everyone think, oh, he clipped him. And then after that,
clocked on top of the head or something.
Yeah, it was that right round there. Like, I thought the judge would have saved me, but clearly not.
Don't rely on that.
But yeah, no, right on top of the head, he kind of threw it round, and he was going for that
all day. Did the legs go a little bit?
I got back up, the ring was kind of like that way, so I reached out for the rope and I thought, no, I can't hold the rope, I look stupid. And then he came at me, slipped, held him, turned around, and I was all right.
Hang on, I've been there before.
Yeah, exactly. In the first round as well, I thought, yeah, no chance this time, but it's what it is, isn't it? I still don't think I lost that round.
Though, wasn't it?
No, good fight.
Proper fight. I mean, at least he brings it, Marcus, doesn't he? He's a
most definitely.
proper fighter.
And I said that, like, I think the second time he caught me, he threw in between my flurry. Like, I was throwing a bunch of shots, and he just in between them shots, he just threw 2 haymakers, and he caught me. I thought, all right, cool. He throws in between these shots. I got to be more careful. But once I started, I just continued the same pressure from the first round, and obviously he didn't like it. But in the first round, he was a bit more fresh, so he was able to throw back. But I still don't think I lost that round.
Good win, though.
Yeah, no, very good win. Very good win.
With that.
100%. Marcus Morrison's a solid fighter. Solid fighter.
It's a proper. It's like I say, it wasn't 50-50, but it was losable.
Yeah, of course it is. But any fight's losable, isn't it? I'm not out here fighting journeymen anymore. I'm fighting real guys that, want to prove a point. And he was more dangerous because he had nothing to lose. Like, if he'd won that, the world was his. And if he lost it, he's still where he is now. Do you know what I mean? It didn't make a difference to him. So I was done with all the risk and all the pressure, but I came out on top, so.
Now, this Janibek fella, obviously being a Kazakh, they're going to try and build him up as the new next Golovkin. All that is amazing punch power. Obviously, everyone see what he did to Danny Dignam. There's a danger when you get people who are built up as these huge punchers, in the sense of people go in there so sort of like preoccupied with not getting hit and being slick and all that, but they actually forget their own weapons a bit. Yeah. In fact, you got to tell him, hang on, I punch a bit too.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I think with a guy like Janibek, the hype over him is half the battle. You know what I mean? I think everyone goes in there kind of worried because of how they've been building him. Like, oh, he's avoided, he's dangerous, he's Kazakh style and all of that, and everyone's already going like sort of fearful. It's just sort of like going with Canelo. You're already kind of scared. I'm not fazed by none of that. So, you're gonna have to earn it.
Tell him early, but he's, don't take liberties, isn't it? So.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to be in there too. Whatever he can do, I can do. So it's not really anything that phases me. Like, this is where I want to be. If anything, I'm more excited about it than worried because I'm not forced to be to go into this fight. No one said if you don't take this fight, you're this, you're that. It's not like I'm mandatory and it looks like I'm swerving him. It got offered to me and I said yes because I am confident about this fight.
So they're going to stick it on him?
Yeah. We'll see when we get there, but I would definitely try and stop him. You know me, I'm out here, every fight I go into, I'm going to try and stop everyone. So I am going to try and stop him. I'm not
trying to do him in the old 40 seconds again.
Oh yeah, I think that
magical first 40 seconds.
I think that Denzel's long gone.
take him totally by surprise. Can you imagine if he's so shocked?
Yeah, no, that's true. But I think the way I see him box, he's so comfortable and so relaxed in the ring. He doesn't really put pressure on himself. So I think that's a good attribute he has. And everyone who goes in there is sort of a bit tense. So that's his advantage over everyone.
He'll probably be thinking they're feeding him another body, won't he?
Yeah, exactly. Until I hit him with one of these right hands.
It was interesting watching your big one-on-one with Dev the other week.
Oh yeah.
About your stop and search experiences.
Yeah.
Do you think it might be because you keep masquerading under a false identity? They think he calls himself Denzel Bentley. He's not Denzel Bentley. So
that is hilarious.
They're getting you on that one.
No, but Bentley's still on my ID, so
Is it?
Yeah, it's still my name. Yeah, it's my middle name. It's still on my ID, but they see it. But I don't know. I guess
you just think that if you do this one, November 12th, you come back, get stopped the following week. They'll probably be asking for your autograph after.
Yeah. For what we get stopped for? Yeah.
Can we have a picture?
And then let me go. Yeah, I hope that's the case.
That'd be cool. You could do that. Put it on social media, sort of stopped and searched again. It does make people don't realise the sort of that feeling when you're driving around, how you think you can get stopped at any time. It's not something but most people experience or even have at the back of their mind.
It's an uncomfortable feeling. Like, whenever police behind me, I just always assume I'm getting stopped. If I'm being honest, that's just how I've been wired, like through the years of those kind of experiences. But it's one of those things where it happens, isn't it? And obviously, like, it's not good. Some people obviously react to it differently to others. I'm at a place where like I'm just like, oh, whatever, not again. But some people are actually like, you know, it ruins their day, it affects their day. Like, why am I getting picked on? I understand why they're doing it, but it's just like, it's just how you do things. You know what I mean? It's just.
Do you know what really gets me in terms of when I think about it? And I think I don't know this. I'm only just imagining.
Yeah.
But I think back in the 60s and 70s, there would have been a generation of people who turned the other cheek or accepted it, thinking for future generations, it will change, it will be better. Let's let it go, turn the other cheek, don't make a fuss, but my children and my children's children won't have to go through what we go through.
Yeah.
And when they see it still happening now, they must think, oh my word.
Yeah, exactly. Do you know what I mean?
That must be so upsetting for them to think, but they probably, like you say, they didn't put up an argument before
and now it's
affecting them better for future. And it's still
going on.
Still happening.
In some cases, you could say it's a little bit worse.
And that might apply in the same sense as I didn't get that job, but I think I know why. But they're thinking, all right, you know,
let it go.
I'll stay in my lane, but for my daughter and my daughter, and then when they see it
happening to them, they're like, wow, this still happened.
Oh, I can't deal with that.
Yeah, and then you want to speak up.
It's just something that
I think
goes
some things that happen to you. You can sort of like take and be like, okay, you know what, it's me. But when it happens to someone you love, especially to like you're saying your child or something, then it's like, no, I've got to stand up for this. Do you know what I mean? So some people can take it for themselves.
Maybe you had said something
back
years
then.
Ago.
Exactly, and I think people do need to say something. I think, you know, something needs to happen. Like I understand there is a lot of, you know, knife crime and things going on and stuff. So you got to do your job, but it's like there's I don't know, man.
That's our problem in a sense, but when you look at the wider thing, our youngsters, our children are killing each other.
Yeah,
that is a big problem.
That is a big problem.
But it's how we.
But even that's not being dealt with correctly. If I'm being honest with you, I think closing down things to do for young children is making all of this worse. You have nothing to do. You're going to meet up with your friends and start talking a load of rubbish and, you know, trying to find something to do. When I was younger, I was in a youth club every day.
That's when gangs.
That's when gangs formed. Exactly. Yeah. When I was in a youth club every day. Like whenever it was open, me and my friends were going down to the youth club, and that's where we are. We're not outside on the streets, and we're not going to be in any danger because we're not outside. We're not going to be thinking, oh, we're bored, can we go rob this shop and run out because you think it's funny.
And you get that feeling of belonging to something, don't you?
Yeah, exactly.
Like the boxing gym, the local amateur club.
Exactly. And that's why boxing gyms are good, is that you can go somewhere, you got something to go to. Like,
if you get in trouble, that coach ain't going to have you in there, is he? You know that.
Yeah, exactly. And if you do have problems, there's an adult to go to, you know, address these things. Like, look, I have a problem outside, and they'll be like, look, come in here, stay with us. I'm saying you'll be all right. Same thing with youth clubs. There's adults in there you can go to if you can't go to your parents. Your parents have to work. You can go to an adult in a youth club you feel comfortable with. You could talk to them about things. You don't have that nowadays. So who do you talk to about it? You just take it out on whoever you think you can take it out on. Do you know what I mean?
So you think the kids on your estate, is there anything around there for them?
No, just recently they closed down the football pen. Like there was a football pen that we used to go to. I walked past it the other day and I was like, I can't believe they're knocking this down to build houses. And it's like, there's nothing for anyone to do.
It's too valuable around there.
Like, it's just nothing for anyone to do. It's like, when you see kids, where they playing? Like, they're just going to be outside running up and down, and then you might get someone come here, take on the ring, and get them doing stupid things. But we need more things for kids to do, like outside. And I don't think the government are, you know, taking notice of that. They just think putting more police out there is making it work. But I'll be honest with you, no one's scared of police. They don't like police. I think police also need to get into communities and build relationships with the communities as well.
Just
and I think that helps.
Enough, is it?
It's just not enough. No one's scared. Like, no one's scared of you. No one wants to get caught for doing bad things, but no one is scared. Like, people don't like you. That's the difference. They don't like you.
There's not much they can do to you, really. Okay, take you down the station.
yeah, exactly. People ain't scared of that neither.
At the end of it, it's going to cost 50 quid, even if it goes to court or something. You know?
Do you know what I mean? Like, for example, for me, I didn't want to get arrested because I was scared of what my parents would say when I got home. Nothing to do with police or getting arrested. I just didn't want my parents to look at me like, what are you doing outside? Do you know what I mean? And some people don't have that kind of fear factor or even element of respect for their parents nowadays, because everything is leave the kids, like don't tell them off. Or
I can see a new future for you though. Mayor of Battersea.
That's it.
MP for Battersea South.
You never know, innit? You never know.
Well, but sometimes though, it's like you know, when you can identify things because you're not too far removed from being young yourself.
Yeah.
You know, it's you say, well, am I prepared to try and do something about it? You know, in later life, if you've got a platform of being a world champion, for instance, maybe that comes with some responsibility.
Yeah, maybe it does, and you know, we would know when we get there.
We certainly will.
Yeah.
Denzel, well done, mate. Good luck.
Thank you.